One of the most frequent questions that I get is, man, how do you recover? How do you train every single day like this? How do you push your body every single day like this? And I always tell everyone, I don't know how to concisely answer this question other than saying your body will get used to anything if you bring change on slowly. If you are gradually bringing on change and if you're slowly kind of tweaking things, slowly introducing stimulus, your body is amazing at adapting. We know this. We know this from experience. Like if you're training, if you slowly start incrementing, progressively overloading, you will get stronger. Well, just like volume and intensity, you can train frequency as well. Frequency is not this like voodoo thing. It's like, oh no, you can't train more than 3 days a week. Everything is trainable. Everything pretty much. So, when I tell you guys how to squat every day, a lot of you guys tell me, I'm sore after the second day. You shouldn't be sore after the second day. You shouldn't be sore after the second week. You should approach this very, very slowly. I've always said to everyone, squat every day for the first couple of weeks, even a month, should feel like you're not even training. It should feel like you are literally going through the damn motions. Now, you guys are seeing me like freaking 600 days down the track. And I'm doing this, that, and the other. And sometimes I get sore as well. But for somebody that's going from like 2 or 3 training sessions a week to 7, you need to understand that your number one goal is to train frequency. Teach your body that we are going to have very hard work, comparing to just everyday couching and bedding and driving. We're going to have some very hard work every single day. I need you to prepare the organism to take this new stimulus. But that means you need to let go of some of the other variables like volume and intensity. So you need to slowly introduce stuff. I remember when I first started nursing, when I first started emergency nursing and I studied my graduate diploma, specialized in emergency. And one of the first few resources that I had, I remember one of the doctors telling me, when you have somebody that has a blood pH level of less than 7, it's pretty much a case of they're going to pass away eventually. They might not pass away within ED, but when they go to ICU, they'll probably pass away. pH less than 7 is a very, very sick, very acidotic person. Now, in my time since this doctor told me, I've seen people have less than 7 pH, like 6.9 or 6.8 or something like this, and pull through. Now, the only way this can happen, in my experience, is that people have had a long and slow deterioration. It wasn't a sudden thing. Something suddenly didn't happen that dropped their blood pH level less than 7. It was kind of like they have chronic disease, chronic disease. They have like renal failure or something like this that kind of impedes them from buffering their blood, from making their blood the ideal pH level, 7.35, 7.45, right? That's kind of the ideal pH level of the blood. So the reason why I'm telling you this is that even in medicine, we see people incredibly well compensating so freaking long because the nature of their disease is that it slowly kind of deteriorates, But if you get a 20-year-old or a 50-year-old or whoever, and you suddenly drop their pH from that normal range to sub 7, all of a sudden you're looking at somebody dying. But some of these people who have, these chronic conditions, and they're kind of always simmering on the lower end, or they're always kind of simmering in the, undervalue, in the value kind of underneath the norm. A little bit further, it seems crazy, but for this person, like their health is so poor that the body has kind of compensated for such a long time that when you look at their blood, you have to kind of look at it from the lens of a chronic disease. I've got many examples of that in terms of like carbon dioxide levels in the body, oxygen levels in the body from somebody that has chronic obstructive airway disease. Like you take their blood gas level, you take blood from the artery, and you run it through a machine. You're like, God damn, you have so much carbon dioxide in your blood. How are you living? Like if I had that, I'd be very, very unwell. But these people have been smoking for like 50, 60, 70 years. And so their body has kind of slowly compensated for these changes for such a long time. And their body has just basically gotten used to the slow progression of disease. The reason why I'm telling you all of this example is because I want to bring biology from a different lens, from a medical world into the training world. Your body can take an immense amount of abuse. You can abuse the living shit out of your body. And I see this every single day. I see it every single day. You know, some of these people come to hospital, they have oxygen at home. So they have a cylinder that they're connected to, basically. They have those nasal prongs, nasal specs. And they're always on oxygen, and they're still freaking light up a smoke. They could blow up, right? They could blow up. So their body needs supplemental oxygen just to live. You know, and the reason why they've gone to that stage is because of the damn smoking. But they're still smoking, right? They shouldn't be smoking, but you see them smoking. So these people have abused their body even to the dying day. They're still abusing it through these pathogens, through this disease process. So in a similar way, if you want to squat every day, if you want to squat 3 times a day, as long as it's not a sudden introduction to this new environment, to this new stimulus, you're going to be all right. You know, this is what pisses me off the most about trainers and personal trainers in the world. You know, I bump into people all around the world, not all around the world, well, through the platform, I guess, yes. But all throughout my life, I bump into people and they now know me, that I have this channel, and often the conversation is training and what they're doing and things of that nature. And a lot of people tell me, oh, I've got a personal trainer, you know, I'm all motivated, I'm training. I had a really tough session yesterday with my trainer. We did legs. I'm so sore. I've been sore for 6 days. And automatically I'm pissed off. What the hell is that trainer doing, man? Is that trainer thinking that the harder you smash somebody, the better the more they're going to come back, or the better the training stimulus is? The idea is not to put somebody in freaking ICU because of muscle soreness, because of DOMS. So often I hear people, yeah, I had a great training session, you know, once a week session, they killed me, I could barely sit on the toilet. Dude, that is not the point. The point is not to inflict trauma onto individuals. If you take a couch potato rather, and you put him through a ringer, somebody that's got no fitness, and you make him run 50 freaking marathons, and you make him do 50 pig squats, and the following day they're dead in ICU, that is not evidence of a freaking good training session. There's just an idiot personal trainer making a ill-informed decision about somebody's training. The idea is to provide a stimulus, just a little bit above the fitness level that we're currently dealing with. And that stimulus will drive it. You can't put on 50 freaking levels of fitness over one session. So the idea of putting somebody through living hell, it's literally like putting a bullet through somebody's head and them coming to my emergency department, we're trying to resuscitate them. The stimulus is too damn strong. You cannot go from nothing to Lance Armstrong. You can go from nothing to the NBA Finals Game 7 hitting the game winner. There is slow progress, lots and lots of time, lots of training sessions before you can get to that level. So this idea that, oh yeah, you had a great training session, you know, I'm so sore. You've just done a bad training session. Okay, I get a little bit of soreness, I get that. But to be like bedridden and to limping around and all that, you've just made a bad decision, or you've got a personal trainer that's got no idea what they're doing. Okay, so it's about slowly introducing stimulus or a challenge to the body. And over time, the body will get used to it, That's the whole idea. There is a threshold. The bottom portion of that threshold is undertraining. The upper portion of that threshold is overtraining. There is a little window we want to be in. When you have DOMs, when you've done 50 million lunges and you're sore for like 6 days, mate, you have overtrained for that session. Your body's taking a stupid amount of time to recover. Instead of doing all that work in one session, why don't you do much less, right? And you go into that threshold and then maybe do that session again in 3 days instead of 7 days. Okay, frequency matters because you can't recover efficiently. You know, I always talk about the time between sessions. There is decay forming there. So your muscle, you've destroyed your muscle. But what about the other qualities? What about your joints? What about the ligaments and the tendons? What about the nerves? How long do they want to take a rest period? So it's about marrying up all of those recovery curves together. If you've smashed your muscle if you've annihilated it, you level it to the ground, right? You've smashed it, and the body takes, the muscles take 14 days, say like 7 days to recover. But your freaking nerves are ready on day 2 or day 3. So now there's decay in neural efficiency, there's decay in technique because you're not practicing this damn movement well enough. And we know that if you have real high adaptations of neural efficiency, you'll be able to lift more. And so lifting more will bring more muscle damage. And so just Increase the frequency, decrease the volume, and all of a sudden all your systems start lining up. Anyway, bit of a rant. Let me get out of here and go to work, man. Make some money. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.